Hello, kiddies. It's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. You're listening to Drop the Mic.
Ghosts are real. That much I know. I've seen them all my life.
Beware of Crimson Peak.
Would you be mine? Edith, this is my sister.
I don't think she's the right choice.
You have to trust me.
Thomas, your bride is frozen.
I'll run you a hot bath.
There are parts of the house that are unsafe.
What was that?
A house as old as this one becomes, in time, a living thing.
Never go below this level.
It starts holding on to things.
Has anyone died in this house? Specific deaths? Violent deaths?
In your own best interest, proceed with caution.
Keeping them alive when they shouldn't be.
If you're here with me, give me a signal.
She knows everything.
Do we have to do this? Must we?
Yes. You have no idea what they do.
What do you want? I have to leave.
You have nowhere else to go. This is your home now.
Welcome back to our humble podcast. This is episode 189, Beware of the Crimson Peak. Our focus will be 2015's Crimson Peak, and we are your hosts for the time being. First up, we have James Warney.
Hey, what's up?
DJ Anaris.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Chris Rodriguez Bradford.
Number 3 in a row, broke my record.
And I, the Swan. Before we return to this gothic style romance, we've got a few segments to get all of our listeners warmed up out there. How is everyone doing?
Good, man. Good. Pretty good.
Been better.
We are we're noticeably missing Diego Luna. So shout out to him. I know he was going through some medical issues. So cheers to a
thoughts and prayers.
Right. Speedy recovery out there.
Oh yeah.
If you're listening to this, get well.
And now for a special news report. Brought to you by Drop the Mic.
All right, James, kick us off.
Right, so it looks like HBO Max, I know we've talked about this before, probably a few episodes back, or a few times at least. They're in the kind of developmental stage of a Green Lantern Corps series. It looks like they're going to be having 10 episodes altogether. I'm not sure if it's going to be a one-off thing or if it's going to be a continuous series that's going to go on for a couple seasons, but it looks like they're going to be having the entire Green Lantern Corps here with including Jessica Cruz, Simon Boz, Guy Gardner, and Alan Scott. Also having Sinestro and Kilowog. So
very nice.
They are definitely doubling down on this HBO Max series for Green Lantern. I'm excited to see this, and hopefully it ties into the DCEU universe. So yeah, is anybody excited for this show? Does anybody care about the Green Lantern?
I'm excited because we're going to see Guy Gardner. Like,
the asshole.
Yes,
Green
the
Lantern.
douchebag Green Lantern with the haircut and everything. I'm so stoked. Like, yeah, it'd be awesome. I just think whoever's at HBO Max and he's in charge of DC content right now is really putting everything behind it to make it something. They have faith in the Snyder Cut that they're giving it money to produce. They finally realize that they have a juggernaut of a catalog of heroes that aren't being used to their full potential. And I think they're going to turn DC around. I really do.
Especially with all these Green Lanterns, I mean, you could assume that maybe one of them or two of them will get their own movie at some point if it's successful.
Well, that's just it. It's a Suicide Squad. You have a standout performance by this one of them. That movie, no pun intended, is green lighted.
Yeah.
So a lot of cool things could come from this. And I hope we get to see... Well, since they're adding these new heroes, which is post, like, Sinestro War, I still want to see that, though. I want to see the...
Yeah, well, like, first episode kind of maybe have it centered around that.
Yeah, or that, Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, there are veterans of this war. So they're more like spirit guides to these new Green Lanterns, which would be kind of awesome to see. And that's why
I'm excited. Hopefully, I'm assuming that they're holding off on Hal Jordan and what's the other one?
Jon Stewart, Kyle
Jon
Rayner.
Stewart, yeah. Jon Stewart. I'm assuming if they're not going to be in the series, that they might be in maybe Justice League or
if they're not
something.
If they're not in it, they have to mention them by name.
Yeah.
Because those guys are big in the core. So you have to be like, well, I'm no Jon Stewart. And you're like, well, yeah. Something close to that. They did a really cool thing in Arrow, maybe season 2, where they were in Coast City, and you see a guy playing darts, and he goes up, and he's in like a flight jacket, and you just see it say Jordan. You don't see a face, you don't see anything, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Because the ring's coming one day. That's fan service. And that's what the CW does. And I hope they learn from that and then put more money into it at HBO Max.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I had some interesting rumors going around. Warner Brothers is possibly interested in bringing back Jared Leto for a solo movie with Harley Quinn, with them kind of teaming up.
Bullshit.
That is just happening. That came out from a very reliable scooper in terms of breaking news. His name's Daniel RPK. You can find him on Twitter. He's pretty reliable on breaking those types of stories. But according to him, that's kind of in the works right now. I don't know. Maybe Warner Brothers is kind of assuming that his Morbius film may be successful, and maybe they want to kind of please him to try to keep him on board. I don't know. Is anybody looking forward to this?
I think they want him for future projects, and he's pissed that they did another Joker movie 2 years, 3 years right after his Joker. I know his Joker's pretty polarizing, but the DC has that storyline going now with the 3 Jokers.
Yeah.
I mean, if they
it's in motion.
Yeah, if they could pull something like that off down the line, fucking A.
I guess everything still resides on this Flash movie, I guess. Maybe that's if they do Flashpoint or something.
Their Flash movie could do a bunch of things. It could like the Flashpoint comic started the new 52.
Yeah, basically.
So they could do that with the new DCEU. It's like, if it's done right, this is the best way to fix your past mistakes or what they think are mistakes and move on.
Rewrite the wrongs.
Yeah, or what fans hated. Again, I don't want them to do that. I'm glad we get to see Snyder's Cut, because you get to see Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League the way you were intended to see. Those are all supposed to be together. And so hopefully that goes well enough where they'll be like, all right, let's have more faith in our filmmakers, which Warner Brothers is usually known for.
Yeah, for sure.
They're known for backing the directors. They're known for... So they did that to Zack. Put a bad taste not just in Zack's mouth, but Ben Affleck, who's done most of his films, I think all of them, with Warner Brothers. and won them an Oscar for Argo. Well, had actors nominated for The Town. So I think Warner Brothers wants to get that reputation back, and that also shows that they're different from Marvel, that they're not all cookie cutters, because let's face it, every single Marvel origin film is pretty much the same besides James Gunn's. And James Gunn's still pretty close, just with sprinkles on top.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah.
So it's like, look at these DC films. Wonder Woman is maybe a shade lighter than Man of Steel. The Aquaman is very brighter than any of them. So like they're changing things up, but it still all goes in. I mean, we haven't seen what this new Wonder Woman is like, and I think that's going to give us more of a feel. But I have a feeling it's going to be the same because you got Patty Jenkins still behind it. So it's the whole Warner Brothers thing just makes me anxious because I'm such a huge fan of DC Comics. And I've seen the history of Warner Brothers fucking things up.
Yeah, you hate to see them just screw everything up.
Yeah.
Again.
So, like, I would love to see Jared Leto as a Joker again. I thought that was an interesting take on it. I like seeing different takes.
I didn't hate him. I know a lot of people really just hated the way he looked with tattoos and everything. I didn't mind that. I thought that was a cool interpretation of an iconic character.
Yeah, and then
their own twist.
Apparently, a scene that was cut out from Suicide Squad is you saw why he has all those fake teeth because Batman beat the shit out of him for killing him.
I remember hearing that, reading about that in an article when the movie was coming out.
It's like, come on, let us see shit that we want to see. They put out these rated R animated films, but they don't give us the live action shit.
Yeah, they're a little scared, I think. Yeah. It's too mainstream to fail for them.
Well, I think the success of Joker helped.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Moving on to my last bit of news, Iron Fist. It looks like Iron Fist is officially up for grabs for Marvel if they want to renew that.
Yay, don't do it.
It's officially been released from Netflix's contract. I believe Daredevil is going to be released sometime towards Thanksgiving, and then I think every other month from there on would be Punisher, and then Luke Cage, and...
what about Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones as well. It would be sometime, I think, in the early next year for her contract. So if Marvel is wanting to use any of these characters, like they've been rumored to be interested in, that is a possibility within the next couple of, I probably would say within the next 6 months, they'll all be available for them to use.
Disney should definitely do a Marvel Knights run of movies.
That'd be cool.
Where they're darker.
Yeah.
Darker tone, darker content.
Everyone's saying they need to put Moon Knight in there. They need to do something like...
Well, they're doing a Moon Knight. I think, was it a show? Like Disney Plus show?
A Disney Plus show, but they haven't casted anybody yet for it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of rumors on who, but be interesting. But then again, they have to fight that battle that Marvel Studios had before Disney bought them, is introduce a brand new superhero, which they've been doing, but they've been doing with the help of, the Avengers bringing in these new heroes, or you have to watch it to do that. So it'd be tough for them to do that with the show. Because remember, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, these guys weren't their A-listers. So when Marvel sold film rights, they sold Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four. No one bought their B-list heroes, which basically are their main heroes now.
Which turned out to be the Avengers.
Yeah, so they invested. What I like the term is that Marvel Studios played Moneyball with their Avengers list. They got good people in for cheap and locked them in for a long time. And it paid off, exponentially with them, especially with Disney buying them, and then Disney even pouring more money into it. I think Disney doesn't know how to play that way. Disney are the Yankees, and they just buy talent. They don't care about
really great
story.
Comparison, Chris.
Yeah, so it's like that. That's how I feel. What it is. I just watched Moneyball recently, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, I keep talking and going off.
No, is anybody? I mean, Wes. I know. You're a big fan of the Punisher. Would you want to see John Bernthal in that universe, or kind of just let them kind of die out and then maybe in a few years recast them?
Honestly, I'm going to be a stickler on this